What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that went viral very recently involving Gizelle, Bryant, and Robyn Dixon speaking about basketball player, NBA player James Harden. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Gizelle Bryant and Robyn Dixon, they are both associated with Real Housewives of the Potomac. So what I'm going to do first is play a short audio clip of Gizelle and Robyn speaking and talking about James Harden and his beard. Then I'm going to come back and read through an article that I found and give my thoughts and opinions as I go, and also give some more commentary after the article is done. So here's the audio clip.
James Harden. Yes, going from the Nets to the Sixers.
But do the Sixers really know that's James Harden? Because no one can see his face. Because that beard is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. The other day, I was like, who is this dude? Oh, this is Harden. But how would you know? That beard is like down to his knees. There's fried chicken in the beard.
You know, it's so bad. I'm so used to it, I don't even notice it anymore.
But like that beard look is gone. Are we done with that?
I don't think so.
Listen, his is
Clearly
horrible.
not. Yeah. He clearly loves his beard.
He does. I want it to be gone.
I just hope it's sanitary, you know?
Anytime I see them, I automatically know and feel in my gut that there's fried chicken in those beards. Fried chicken, grease.
Watermelon. Now you being racist?
There's some Coke 45 in there. Oh,
No,
watermelon. Now I'm being real racist. Okay, this is horrible. Let me just stop while I'm ahead.
Coke
But
45.
James Harden, I beg
It's some
of you.
blunt. It's definitely some blunt.
It's some blunts.
Some
Oh,
ashes.
the whole thing smells like weed. I know it does. Okay, I don't even know if he smokes weed. We're really sorry. Harden, cut the thing off.
All right, so you guys heard the audio clip. What do you guys have to say about that? What do you guys think about that? So let me go into this article here. So the article says that folks on Twitter slapped Real Housewives of Potomac stars Gizelle Bryant and Robyn Dixon with a technical foul. The two reality stars have come under fire for their distasteful comments about Philadelphia 76ers All-Star James Harden and his legendary beard. Spotted on Gossip, Gizelle and Robyn, better known as the Green-Eyed Bandits, decided to drop some interesting comments about the bearded one on their Reasonably Shady podcast. For whatever reason, the conversation during this particular episode focused on Harden's trade to the Sixers, ending his brief stint with the Brooklyn Nets. Gizelle commented on Harden's beard, calling it, quote unquote, the most disgusting thing she's ever seen. And I do find this a bit weird that the conversation ended up focusing on James Harden beard. I guess she's just really not a fan of it. And that's fine. She could have just left it at that, but it went on. It went on. So let's go on and continue with this article. They were not done. Things went into the stereotypical realm when they started pondering what could be inside Harden's beard. Quote unquote, fried chicken and fried chicken grease. They also added other stereotypical items like Coke 45s and blunt ashes. And Robyn also got in on the fun by adding watermelon, ? Pondering about them possibly sounding racist. So this clip has sparked some controversy, and some people on Twitter want Bravo to take action, at the same time acknowledge the two reality stars will likely get a pass. So basically, people think that Robyn and Gizelle going to get a pass. I guess this is not anything that's completely new. I don't really follow Real Housewives of the Potomac. And I don't really hear too much about them as much as I hear about, say, the Atlanta Housewives. But I'm going to read a couple of comments from Twitter right quick and then really jump into my commentary about all this. All right. So BMA Worldwide said, I hope y'all not sitting up here making a big deal about what Gizelle and Robyn said on their podcast. As a black man with a strong black mama, black aunts, black grandmas, black female cousins, black female friends, this right on point. I heard worse about beards. You already know, for some reason the capes are gonna fly high. Exoticals can do no wrong. At least if they're dating and interested in black men. Now, if they were with white men, I don't know for sure if they're. I think they're both with black men. Because I think if they were with non-black men, then they'll be ready to, really sink the claws and teeth into them. They'll be going in. So I'm thinking both of them are probably with black men. Usually, if you're exotical and you're interested in black men, you can get away with murder in the black community as far as black men are concerned. That's just because the self-esteem is so low, the self-esteem issues and the self-hate issues, the self-loathing issues, they run really deep, If it don't apply, let it fly, Y'all know what I'm talking about. So another Twitter user wrote, quote unquote, it takes Gizelle, Bryant, and Robyn Dixon disrespecting a black man to see they are colorist, light-skinned black women. But when they were picking on Wendy and Candace, no one could see it. Uh-oh. But that's how it works, though. We all know by now that's how it works. Like, folks could have receipts for days about these type of women saying really disparaging things about darker-skinned black women and doing very shady things towards them, right? But somehow, some way, folks find a way to sidestep it, ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and then we wonder why we got the issues that we got in the community now, right? When you play colorist clown games, you're going to win colorist clown prizes. That's just what it is. Another person tweeted, quote unquote, this is a black guy too. Y'all really act like Gizelle and Robyn aren't black. And it's so weird to me. Oh boy. When it comes to black women, so many different shades, so many different colors. Oh, the variety, the selection, so many to choose from. The rainbow of colors in the black community. Black women are so diverse. Oh my. Black women come in so many different varieties. Oh my. Etc., etc., etc. Right? We've heard that song so many times before. And it's not just sung by black men. It's also sung by black women. And not to say that there isn't, variety when it comes to shades and skin tones within the black community. But I find it really strange that you want to grasp on to these very light-skinned women who hold stereotypical views, comments, or have at least made some stereotypical offensive comments towards black men. And I believe, based on what I've heard also, they've been giving black women a hard time too. And, darker skin, unambiguous black folk, both men and women. Another person with a brain posted the following. Gizelle and Robyn are really bird brains. Bravo TV probably gonna let this slide. This is just as disgusting disgusting as Jeannie's post. These heifers are colorists and are perpetuating stereotypes. Right. Another person, I think this person is a guy. He goes on to say, quote unquote, the fact that two white passing women are dissing James Harden, who is fully black and dark skinned, don't sit well with me at all. Fried chicken, watermelon, really? Shaking my head. Hashtag colorist. Hashtag Robyn Dixon. Hashtag Gizelle Bryant. So if he, based on his profile pic, might be a black man. And then someone else goes on the post. Y'all want to talk about somebody's mouth? Let's talk about theirs. Yeah. And then someone else posts, I don't know if this is true or not, but y'all let me know. Gizelle Bryant and Robyn Dixon's podcast was nominated for a NAACP Image Award. When did we lower the bar for black excellence? I really hope this is not true. I really hope they did not nominate this podcast for a NAACP Image Award. Are we, one more tweet. Are we really surprised by this? Now, are you guys going to make them apologize like you would do any other race? Or just ignore it because they claim to be black? Hashtag RHOP. All right. So, no, that was the article and the comments. Now, let me get into my spiel about this. As we know, the isms and the phobias never take a break. We're seeing this currently unfold in the whole Ukraine-Russian conflict with African folks and other people of color. By the way, I did a video about that, give my thoughts and opinions about that. But how much you bet this video is going to have way more views than the video about the Russian-Ukraine conflict? But that's another story. So this podcast is called Reasonably Shady. But were they being reasonably shady? Well, they were being shady, right? And they said that James Harden, his beard is nasty and unsanitary. Based on what I've seen, I don't really think it's like nasty or unsanitary. I just think that perhaps it's maybe just a bit unkempt, or either it just is a bit too, like, it takes up too much of his space, in my opinion. You know, maybe that's why they didn't like it. But you know, I guess they, from what they seen, maybe they feel like it looks nasty, right? And she went straight into like fried chicken, like, you know, that beard, it's, you know, it smells like fried chicken. That's the first place she went. I guess she was like, well, he looked like he eat fried chicken. I mean, you know, he looked like he drank Coke 45, smoked blunts, you know, eat watermelon. You know how those people do. That's really what it probably wanted to say. But that's like the spirit of it, though, right? But a question, is this colorism? I'll say that this is offensive. You know, it is, you know, racially offensive. I'm not sure if it would qualify as colorism, but perhaps. I mean, technically skin tone was not referenced. Hair texture wasn't referenced, although hair was referenced, a beard, so perhaps. Maybe she's saying that black men have nasty beards, or implying it, rather. This isn't featureism. I don't think they mention anything about James Harden's facial features at all. But let's for a minute say that they took it a step further and went, deeper and more ignorant with it, right? And let's say that they were saying, you know, oh, he looked like a gorilla. He looked like a grape. He looked like an ape. A grape ape. Or, looked like a busted can of grape soda. Would that qualify as colorism? Some people think that, the comments about like gorilla and ape falls into the category of like colorism. And of course, anti-blackness as well. Even though those comments don't really mention skin tone, hair texture, features, but then again, maybe people feel like the features are being referenced since they are comparing him, or since the comparison is being made about apes and gorillas. So I say all that to say that sometimes you don't necessarily have to mention like skin tone, hair texture, facial features directly for it to still qualify as colorism. So that is a possibility. But whether it qualifies as colorism or not, we can all say that, we can all agree that this is at the very least, offensive. And it comes from a place of like maybe anti-blackness and negative stereotypes, or at least stereotypes. But then again, some people are saying, hey, it's just, stop being so sensitive, right? It's just a joke. And is it just jokes? And by the way, Gizelle, Bryant, and Robyn Dixon are exoticals. And let's be real, I believe that James Harden likes exoticals as well. Just recently, he was trying to get with Sweetie not too long ago. And rumor has it he cashed App Sweetie $100,000 to go on a date with him. But I don't think it worked out for him. I'm not sure if he ever got his money back. But then again, this is a rumor, right? But people are saying, oh, this isn't a big deal. Some people. And, oh, we got more important things to worry about. When was the last time you spoke about something more important? Right? But I'll say, like, let this have been Portia or Kenya Moore from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. For some reason, like if they said the same thing about James Harden, for some reason I feel like folks wouldn't be so quick to just brush it off. For some reason, I feel like people would want to go in on Portia and Kenya Moore. And especially Kenya Moore. They'll definitely go in on Kenya Moore. And they would rip them to shreds. And I'm not saying that, we shouldn't, go after people who say offensive things about black people. But for some reason, it seems like the energy sort of shifts and changes for some reason. And it seems like, oh, certain folks in the community can say it, but other folks can't. And considering that Gizelle and Robyn are exoticals, I really don't think we should be fostering in an environment where they feel comfortable saying those types of things, because it's probably going to end up leading to, if it continues on, it probably is going to get to a point where one of them or both of them are probably going to be saying something about, some black dude, some visibly unambiguous brown skin or dark skin black man looking like a gorilla, a grape, an ape, a grape ape, a busted can of grape soda. And then what? Then that's when folks want to, get all up in arms about things. When it was like, well, we could have just nipped this in the bud to begin with, versus letting it go on for so long. And then when you done let this colorism monster, or whatever we want to call it, grow and grow and grow, then it's like, oh, what happened? How did we get here? And it's like, you know exactly how we got here, idiot. You not shutting stuff down at the beginning. But also, let this have been some white housewives. Like, let this have been Bethany Frankel and Ramona Singer from the Real Housewives of New York. Let this have been them saying this about James Harden. For some reason, I don't think folks would be so quick to brush that off either, by the way. Then it'd be all like, oh, this is racism. Oh, we gotta shut this down. Oh, that's offensive. But, could you imagine, though? Like Bethany and Ramona on a podcast talking like this. Like, that James Harden looks like he has, like, a nasty beard. Like, really, it looks just gross and disgusting. Oh, my God, how much? I bet you it smells like fried chicken. I bet you. And grease. Colt 45, too. You see those watermelon rinds and seeds in his beard. I bet you he also smells like blunts too. You know how those people do. Imagine. Folks will be up in arms about that and feeling like, oh, y'all need to take them off the Real Housewives of New York. Bravo. This is racism. This discrimination. You can't be talking about no black man like that. This is the reason why we have police brutality. And I want to speak on that for a quick second. I do feel like what Gizelle and Robyn said, it does come from a place. It does come from, what they think of, at least partially, when they think of a black man. And they may not be willing to admit that and try to brush it off as it just being a joke. And I think a lot of other people are going to go that way too, because they don't want to really have, the tough conversations about that and really dive into, where that comes from. But with that all in mind, those stereotypes, they are like, if a black woman, quote unquote, I'll say that, keep that in quotes, for Gizelle and Bryant, Gizelle and Robyn, that's what they claiming. That's what they claiming. So I'm going to put that in quotes, quote unquote. If these are two black women and what they think of a black man when they come to mind, think about outside the community and what other people may think of when a black man comes to mind. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, who cares? Who cares what other people think? And to an extent, I do agree. But these thoughts, these stereotypes, they do play a part in how people view and treat black people outside of the community, and probably inside of the community too, but definitely outside of the community. And it may end up factoring a bit into perhaps employment opportunities, like housing, like school, the legal system. I'm sure we all know by now that anti-blackness, it is pervasive. It permeates through not only America, but also other parts of the world too, as we are seeing with this whole situation with Russia and Ukraine. And I know someone gonna come through and be all like, well, Gizelle and Robyn, they ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't their fault. They ain't make up the stereotype. They just saying it. Why y'all blaming them? And at the end of the day, that is true. Gizelle and Robyn, they didn't create that stereotype. They didn't. But they're helping one way or another to perpetuate the stereotype. So there's some implications in that. They are at fault in that situation. And, of course, black men also play a part in perpetuating that stereotype as well. I'm not going to say that that's not true. And that is definitely worth discussing. Not in this particular video and not at this particular time, since this is about Robyn and Gizelle. And of course, some people have accused Robyn and Gizelle of, maybe clout chasing, trying to get some attention for their podcast, some likes, clicks, views, and that could be true too. And some people are going to make the argument that, oh, well, we shouldn't pay attention to them. We shouldn't pay attention to this situation at all because they're just doing this for some promo. And while that could be true and there could be at least some truth in that, we still can pay attention to the situation, at least for this moment. And we can also, if necessary, cancel them if we feel like they are too far gone, or they crossed the line, or they are unremorseful or unapologetic, and just cancel them and never F with them again. So yeah, you can get this free promo, but it's going to be the last promo you get. But that's pretty much all I have to say for the moment. So I'll sum it up before I leave. Do I agree, for a lack of a better word, with what Gizelle and Robyn had to say? No, I do think it kind of came off as a bit mean-spirited. And I can understand them having a preference for, beards or what they want men's beards to look like, or if they want men to have beards at all. That's fine. That's okay. They're right. They have a right to have their preference when it comes to that, and also just anything. But the thing is, though, they express their preference in a malicious way. And that's what I get on black men about when they're expressing their preference for, exotical black women or exoticals versus, non-exoticals. Or, when they're expressing their preference. Right? Why does it, why the maliciousness? Does it really have to be malicious? And as far as I know, I don't really think James Harden has been really out here wilding out, being anti-black, attacking black people or black women. And from what I've seen, it seems like a cool, chilled guy and just minding his own business, trying to just live his life and do his thing. But, this ain't the first time Exoticals done, went left. This ain't the first time that Exoticals done attacked, Odell Beckham Jr.'s Exotical then girlfriend, now baby mama, she had compared him to a gorilla, actually. And she did this, I believe, while her and Odell was on like this African safari. Right. Also, when Neo's wife had mentioned pretty much their son not having, their mom's quote unquote, Hawaiian silky hair, another thing like that. But I suppose that's another video for another day as well. But I think that's pretty much all that I have to say about this, So let me know what you have to say about this situation in the comments section below. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.